everyone, it's Katherine here from Chaos Creates. Thanks for joining me on my channel today. I'm here to share with you a layout I'm creating for Pinkfresh Fridays. So I am using these cute pictures of Sebastian at the beach and the Some Days collection. Now I love this collection because it's got some really lovely bright colors, especially that red. I really love the red because Seb wears a lot of red, and so I really find it works in well with my photos. So my intention here, I really like this numbers paper, so I wanted to use it as a full background. So I'm going ahead and just, working out how am I going to use this. I'm trying to make it work in terms of a full background. So I pull out some die cut ephemera just to have a, just to see. I really like that yellow because I felt like it worked in well with the beach photos, but I quickly realized it's going to be too busy for me. So I've pulled out some white cardstock, but in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and mount my photos on a couple of layers of this pattern paper. So I'm using the red as the first layer there. I have actually, my photos have a slight white border around them already. So I'm going to go ahead and add this red and just trim it out. And of course, I don't get it very straight, so I decide to distress the edges. And that's a really good trick. If you don't want to be too focused on having really straight lines, just distress the edges because no one will know. So I'm going to go ahead and use this blue paper as well with the all the alphabet on it. Couldn't get my trimmer to work, so I pulled out my other trimmer. This is the We Are Memory Keepers one, and I really love it, but it is a bit heavier and bulkier, so I tend to go for the other one if I'm just trimming off the barcode. And so I'm just matting again on this blue paper, and I will go ahead and trim it out and then rough up the edges as well. Yeah, so I wasn't, in the meantime, I'm sort of thinking about how I can lay this um, this layout out. I know, if you've been on my channel before, you'll know that I do a lot of cut files. So sometimes when I go to just create a layout not using a cut file, I get a bit stuck. Um, but I make, I get there in the end, and I'm really happy with how this layout turned out. So I'm just taking these papers and tearing them. So I'm going to create 3 sort of strips of pattern paper along one of the edges. So with that main kind of, number paper and that yellows, being the highlight there, then tucking that blue in and then the red, and just sort of center my photos there on the page. And, put them a little bit off center. That second photo, Seb sort of, right at the edge of the photo. But yeah, I really like how that's, looking. I'm liking those. Yeah, that layout, and then I've got, that bit of texture there. So I did go ahead and matte that second photo as well on some of that yellow paper, but it was still a little bit too white. So I love using pattern paper, but then yeah, I don't really like the white space. So I'm, trying to compromise here. So you'll see what I come to next. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick these down just with a little bit of the tape there from my ATG tape runner. And I'm just roughing up the edges, just trimming off a little bit more, peeling a bit more off that red pattern paper. Then I lay that out and I bring out a couple of distress oxides. Now I do pull in mustard seed and fossilized amber. And there's my sort of, mixed media book that I put all of my colors in. And I thought the mustard seed would work really well. From the swatch I had, I thought it'd be really good. And so I start to lay that down, and then I'm just like, oh my gosh, no, it looks way too bright. Try to mop it up a little bit. This is a really heavyweight cardstock. It's not a mixed media cardstock though. And so things do soak into it really quickly. I haven't gessoed this at all, and I don't really love using gesso, so I like this sort of um, smudging technique, but I tend not to use any gesso. So I decide, no, you know what? I'm just going to start again. It's just a piece of, white cardstock. I've got plenty of it. I wasn't happy with it, so I've taken those strips off and I'm just sticking them down again on a new piece of white cardstock. And then I go ahead and bring in the fossilized amber, and I'm just cutting myself another piece of of plastic there and just spraying a little bit, spritzing a little bit of water on that. And that color works so much better for me. And just, just where I've laid that out, it seems to be so much better. So I do like how that's sitting behind the photo. It just takes away a little bit of that white space. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some splatters again with this Distress Oxide in fossilized amber. And then I'll just quickly dry that off, just rubbing my paper towel across it. It dries really quick. I mean, like I said, it's soaked in pretty quickly. So yeah, I just kept creating. So I'm laying my photos out there and I'm bringing this tab and it said hello. And I think it's got some other words underneath, but I decide not to, I do cover it up later. I like the pop of red, but I didn't want that hello. But you'll see what I do. So I'm just going ahead and pulling out some of the sort of floral die cut ephemera and just tucking them either side of these photos. Florals doesn't really, necessarily make a lot of sense with these photos. I mean, they're beach photos. We were having fun. So this day we took a walk down to the beach. I think it was just after work. Seb was certainly still on holidays, our summer holidays from school. And yeah, he just decided that he would run into the water, obviously fully clothed, still got his helmet on from riding his bike, and also with his brand new shoes on. So it didn't impress me much. But anyway, everything washes and he had so much fun. Yeah, he really enjoys the water, and anytime we're near it, he can't help himself. So I've just stuck some puffy stickers. One says breathe deep, and that's more for me, and let it go. And I'm just adding some one that says yes and a heart. And as you can see, I've made two clusters either side of the photos, just tucking in some different floral elements and different frond pieces. And then I go ahead and find this sticker that says today is a good day, and I like that sitting over the top there instead of having that hello. And that one says adventure time from the sticker sheet. So that definitely makes sense for Seb. Every time we go out anywhere, it's definitely adventure time. And now I'm pulling out these puffy stickers. Oh, I love Pinkfresh's puffy stickers. These are always perfect for a title. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. And I do leave them a bit wonky. I don't usually do that. I thought I would come back in and straighten them up, but actually when I put them down a bit wonky, these were just to lay it out and spell it out. But I do actually really like how it looks. So I did stick them down like that. I do put a bit of glue under them all as well. So while I've been kind of rambling on, I will let you know that I've left links in the description box below to all the people playing along on this fun Pinkfresh Friday hop. So thank you to Joanne for having us along and, organizing this hop. I really appreciate it. I love getting some of my Pinkfresh Studio collections used. I love them. They're beautiful collections. I've got quite a few. I've still got a lot of stuff though in my stack. So I hope to get more used up. So I have gone off camera there and just stuck everything down with some wet adhesive and some ATG, and I'm just sticking that label sheet down the bottom just so that I can do a little bit of journaling. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim off those papers and the edge of that die cut piece. Now I'm just adding some hearts to those three clusters. I will come in with some enamel dots and also some gold splatter. That's the Jen Hatfield gold glitter spray. So but that is about it for my layout. So like I said before, please go ahead and check out everyone who's playing along on the hop. There'll be some amazing creative inspiration. So go ahead and check all of that out. And I will, of course, leave you with some close-ups at the end. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And also, if you like my style, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you on board. I've been trying to create a lot of videos lately, and I'm really enjoying my my creativeness. So I hope you do too. Thanks, everyone. Bye.